I basically stalked this kid.
I got played.
You were Betty La Fea, and she saw me naked. The whole class and the whole 8th grade read our journal.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So today we're going to be doing the crazy embarrassing moments.
So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about the craziest embarrassing moments that we've had throughout the years.
I had a few, but not many. At least I don't consider it embarrassing.
Well, I don't think we have embarrassing moments right now, but we had embarrassing moments in
back
the past.
then, yeah.
When I was younger.
Yeah, these are mostly stories that we were younger, like probably like in our, I was gonna say teen, but I'm still a teen. You're a teen? I'm 19, girl.
Oh yeah, I thought you were
old. In our high school and middle school.
Yeah. But I think one of my stories, I'm not gonna say it because, oh, maybe I don't know. It
Fuck
just depends.
it.
Yeah.
Sue me.
Okay, so let's start.
So tell us when, where.
Okay, Ashley has not heard this story before because I haven't told anybody, I think. Okay, so this happened in middle school. Oh my god, just thinking about it is so embarrassing. Like, it's the most embarrassing thing ever.
I was so ugly in middle school.
Remember in middle school they used to take us to camp trips, La Escuelita.
Oh yeah.
It's this Saturday thing that we go to where like we just go to field trips and we have fun and it's just...
It's such a cool program because they give you like scholarships. So you basically attend and they give you a scholarship.
So we went to camp and we were staying in cabins.
Oh my god.
And you know how the restrooms look like there? Well, we didn't
like
go to
wood?
the same places. We didn't go to the same places.
But they look like wood because they're in a cabin.
Yeah, and so basically they have like all of these restrooms lined up. It's just like a curtain. It doesn't have anything else. They're simple. They're just like, it's just a curtain and you go in and you take a shower como si fueran de Mexico. Everybody knows in this house that I take about an hour to shower.
She takes the longest. Out of all the girls, Kimberly's probably the longest shower person.
Real. I went and I showered and I said, oh my god, how am I gonna do this? Like, I have to shower real quick porque like you have to shower real quick and then go. And I was like, oh, how am I going to do this? Like, I have to shower like de voladita. So I went into the shower. All the girls go into the shower with me. Well, not with me, but
but in the bathroom.
In the bathroom. Let me make this clear. Everybody was in their own shower head thingy.
Oh, you had more than one?
Yeah, we had more than
one.
one.
We went to a camp and there was only one restroom. So all of us had to take like quick showers.
Okay, no, we had different ones. We had probably like around like 5.
Oh my gosh.
So 5 of us were taking a shower. I take so freaking long. I take so long that I was the last one there.
I'm scared.
I was the last one there. Everybody had already showered. Everybody was out and like arreglándose or whatever because everybody was getting ready to do whatever they were gonna do. And then I realized that I didn't bring the towel with me.
Don't tell me! Oh my gosh, Kimberly, you're neat.
I opened my curtain a little bit and I checked to see that nobody was there. Nobody was there. Everybody had already finished. I'm already getting red. I was out and I noticed that nobody was there. I like checked and saw and nobody was there. So I was like super happy that nobody was there and I needed to get a towel. And the towel was like right across from the shower thing.
Okay, so you were like, I'm gonna make this sprint right here. Like,
I'm gonna make a sprint, get the towel, come back and wipe myself.
Yeah.
So I opened the curtain and I start walking out and this girl comes in.
So your nudes did get leaked.
And she saw me naked.
For real? But this was in middle school, right? So
this
she
was
in
like, middle school.
They were like, oh my gosh, I saw you naked.
I mean, it's kind of good because it was in middle school, so I literally had nothing. I mean, I don't have anything either now. But in middle school, it's like you're in middle school.
Yeah.
My face went like this, like.
Did she tell her friends?
I don't know. And the bad thing about the whole thing is that
you're still friends
there
with
was
her?
no.
Oh.
No. The bad thing about it is that there was this guy and I used to have a crush on him. So I don't know if she ever told him or not. And the only thing that was crossing my mind at that time was like, she's gonna go and tell him.
Yeah.
Or she's gonna go and
tell everybody. So you probably saw her for more years and she was just scarred for life.
I only saw her 1 year.
Oh, and she left?
I only saw her 1 year because I only went in 8th grade.
Oh.
Because in high school I didn't go. But she was my friend.
She probably watching the video right now like, I remember that day in 7th grade when I saw her in camp.
Scarred for life.
So that was your story?
That was my story. That was embarrassing.
That was so embarrassing.
That was embarrassing because they see you naked.
Yeah.
And that's scary.
That is scary.
I wish I had big boobs and like I had a big butt so she can see me a badass body. I would have been like, you can see me right now because I have no boobs right now. I have like nothing.
Same.
Okay.
Moving on to my story. Oh my gosh, this was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever have to go through. Like I ever went through in high school. Let me bring it back to my old days. This was probably like 3 years ago.
A lot of people are gonna see it.
Yeah.
Why is high school always bad?
It is, right?
Yeah.
This was probably freshman year, so it was like about 4 years ago. I was so ugly, guys. Like I think this is why I had no type of relationship in middle school, because I was just ugly. I was point blank, skinny. I had long ass hair. I had big ass hair too. So like, I was ugly. You know, I knew that I can't pull anybody from high school because I was just, I wasn't self-confident about myself, you know. So
but you should always feel confident about yourself.
I know. I was just in that phase in freshman year where you just have to go through that ugly phase.
You were Betty La Fea, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Okay, so this is my first crush ever. It's so ugly to be talking about this, but this is my first crush ever.
Because she didn't even know boys existed.
Yeah, I didn't know boys existed until freshman year, guys. I just knew they had short hair. That's all I knew about boys, basically. Okay, so this is freshman year. I was going to gym, and I saw this guy playing basketball. Well, this boy. And I was just like, who is this? Like, I'd never seen him before.
So basically, Cupid flew on top of her head. Hearts started coming out.
I was like, who is this? And then I texted my cousin, because I used to go to high school with my cousin, and she knew everybody in the school. So I told her about him. She obviously knew, so she like messaged him. Hey, my cousin likes you. She thinks you're cute. Hit her up. Look, here's her Instagram. And I bet you this is why I got rejected in freshman year, because he just saw me. He was like, you want me to go out with that thing? Like, her? Like, really? Me? So I got rejected for a long time. I saw him every day at school, so imagine that. So embarrassing.
So he saw you?
Yeah, he saw me every single day. We walked in the same hallways. We didn't have no classes together, but I knew him, you know? Like, I knew him because he was in my grade. And I was scarred for freshman year, all freshman year. And then sophomore year came. I got a little glow, just a tiny bit. Like, not that much, but I had
She
like,
grew up!
Yeah, I grew up. Like, something happened over the summer or something. I remember I was doing cross country, because I used to run cross country. And he was in cross country. And I remember he texted me saying, who's this? And we were all in a group chat. I guess he was trying to get all the numbers or something.
Yeah.
And he texted me, and I was just like, Ashley. And then he responded back. He was like, LOL, guess who this is? And he told me his name, obviously. And literally, I got my phone and I threw it. I was just like, fuck no. Like, I cannot be talking to this kid. He's playing a joke on me, or he's either playing me. LOL.
Wait, was LOL capitalized?
I think so.
Oh.
So he was just like...
Wait, I don't know anything about boys. So I don't even know if that's good.
Okay, so then we started texting. We saw each other across country, but we never talked to each other. Like, we weren't like the type to... Like, he wasn't the type to almost come to me. Like, he would, but he wouldn't, you know?
Yeah.
And then that's when we started hanging out in the hallways. We sat with each other in lunch. Everybody knew us, like, as the talking phase, you know, like when you're like talking but you're not going out. So everybody knew us that we were like a thing or whatever. This is the juicy part. I got played. Randomly, I like realized that he was dry texting me. He wasn't responding as fast as he used to. He was leaving me on delivered for hours, and you know what that means. Instagram was a thing. So Carpely went through a searching ramp, and she saw some comments, hard eyes, baby, all that. She sent me a screenshot. I confronted him. He straight up said, I'm sorry, but yes, I'm talking to this other girl. I was like heartbroken, but okay.
Well,
cool.
at least he told you that he was talking to...
How was I gonna find out? Once he started like losing feelings, you know, he should have at least said, hey, like, I'm talking to somebody else, I'm sorry, but this is not gonna work out. Okay, so then later on when I found out, I already knew the girl, I already knew her name, everything.
You went FBI mode.
Yeah, I found out that she's our rival in soccer. I remember that morning she went live. And my friends were crazy. Like, my friends were crazy. Carpely was crazy. Carpely is my sister, if you don't know who she is. She was on FBI mode. She searched her up and everything. Like, she was just crazy. And she already knew us. Like, I guess she knew that she was getting played by somebody else. I don't know.
She wasn't getting played. You were getting played.
I was getting played, but he was texting me at the same time. My sister and my friend were on her live. And she was just mad talking shit. She was just saying, oh, look, it's her and her sister and her friend. She's like, they're watching me.
Were you on the live too or no?
No, I wasn't. I was just seeing it through my friend's phone. So we saw it, and she was basically talking shit to us. She was just laughing and giggling, and she was like, haha, it's her, you know? Like, it's her and her sister. They're trying to keep up with me. She's like, I can't wait to see you later on and beat your ass and blah, blah. We had a game that day, right? That game was the weirdest thing ever. Like, literally, I felt like I was in a movie. She was just there, and I see her, and I feel my heartbeat. Like, it was just such a mad game. I was so mad. I was pissed, furious, because it was that day. Like, literally, I found out that day. So I was just mad, furious.
So what a coincidence that you found out about the whole situation that day that they had the game later on.
All I could hear was him just cheering her on, like just saying like her name. I'm not even gonna say her name, but she knows who she is. And I just heard him, like, it was just going slow motion, you know, very slow motion, and all I could hear was his voice, like cheering his girl. And then the next day of school, nobody really talked to him because it was just messed up.
So everybody in school was basically on your side.
Basically. And that was just like one of the most embarrassing things that I have ever gone through.
I feel sorry for the girl. Like, the girl knew that he was texting you and he was
That's the thing. Like, but why would girls even go through that?
I know. Why would girls even try to date a guy that you know is talking to somebody else?
Yeah.
So you basically went through a high school looking at him every day, not knowing that.
Yeah, like, until he transferred. But like, yeah, I saw him every day and I was just like, what a bitch, you know? That was just one of the most embarrassing things I've ever gone through.
Good thing I never went out with nobody in high school, because then, actually, I never went out with nobody.
She didn't want nobody.
Yeah.
She said single.
Nobody wanted me. Which one am I going to talk about next?
You said you never told me the story. Oh, no.
The
calling your boo.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. This was my first crush. Like, this was literally like my first crush. I remember how he looked. I remember his name and last name. I remember like everything about him, the way he used to walk in the hallway. Somebody's feeling love now. So yeah, he was my first crush, and I really liked him. I thought he was so hot. He played soccer. He was the best soccer player there. He was on point. And you know, when you have a massive crush on somebody, you want to be wherever he's at, right? I basically stalked this kid 24/7. I knew where he was at. I knew where he was going. I knew his classes. I knew where he stood. I knew where he walked through the hallways. I knew where he was after school.
Oh my
I knew everything.
Oh my
I knew
gosh.
his phone number.
What?
His house number, because we didn't have cell phones back then.
You can't say you never stalked the person. Like, obviously you went through your social media, looked at the person, like, even though you're not following each other, like, you knew. Like,
I knew where he lived.
Okay, now that's weird.
The first crazy thing that I ever did because of him was I tried to get into soccer in middle school. Well, first of all, I love soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. So I loved it, so I wanted to join the team. But I wanted to join the team because he was the best soccer player in the boys' side, and he was hot. So like, I literally, like, one time I stayed after school to go to his practice just so I could see him.
Oh my god.
You
sound like Joey, like the Joe from
you.
Joe.
You know where I was at? They had portables, and I was literally in the middle.
She was like this.
He couldn't see me, but I could see him.
What did she tell my mom? Because my mom wouldn't let us stay after school sometimes.
No, she did, because sometimes I would stay after school because we had to stay after school. Sometimes we stayed.
You lied?
I didn't lie. I just didn't tell the truth.
Oh my god, she lied.
I used to say hi to him all the time in the hallways, and he used to be like, who is this crazy bitch looking at me?
So literally you said hi?
Yes, like I would walk through the hallways and I would be like,
oh my god.
I'll be like, hi, and this was him. That was him. And the funny thing is, when he would go like this, I would picture that throughout the whole day. I was like, oh, he told me hi. His head went. And then I used to be like, oh my god, he said hi to me in the hallways. And all he did was did this. But that was a hi to me. I was so in love with this kid.
Oh my god.
So one time after school, my mom didn't let us go to friends' houses at all. She never let friends stay over. She never let friends come into our house.
Like, she wouldn't.
Till this day. So one time after school, we had to go to a friend's house because we had to cook. Because it was for like a school project or something, or I forgot. But we had to go to my friend's house. So we went to my friend's house, and I knew his number. I was Joe from You, guys. Like, I used to stalk this kid.
I wonder if anybody stalked me before.
I wonder if anybody stalked me. Nah, I was ugly.
I was ugly too.
So yeah, we were at our friend's house, and I had his number, and I was like, let's call our crushes. I just wanted to call him. I didn't care about my friends calling their crushes. I just wanted to call my crush. So we called our crushes, and they called their crushes first.
So wait, they were like you? They were a Joe too. They knew their number.
Did they? They probably didn't call the crushes. I'm probably just inventing
Oh my
those
God.
stuff just because I want to say that I don't want to feel bad that I was the only one.
Oh
who
my
called a
gosh.
Christian. I stopped calling because his mom picked up one time, and she was pissed. So I called him and I said, "Is Manuel there?" And then she said, Who the fuck is this? Why the fuck do you keep?" She cussed me out.
A
She
Mexican
said,
mom.
Yes, she was like, "Why the fuck you?" But she was a Chicana. I was like, "Oh my god, my suegra's super mad at me. I can't call her no more." So I stopped calling.
Oh
him.
my God.
I know.
He
I
never
know.
found out. Did he talk to you, or he still went like
He
this
didn't.
in the hallway?
He was stuck on like this.
Oh my God.
But he never found out that I would call his house.
Wait. So what grade was this? 7?
This
So
was
you
8th
st-
grade.
Oh,
This was 8th
so
grade.
it was just a year, and you would like both separate ways.
Yes,
So have you seen him now?
I did. Ah, T. So one time I did see him. I saw him at Fiesta. How did you know?
I remember. You
I
already told me
know.
this story.
I know.
before.
So I called him. So I saw him in Fiesta, and I was paying. I was like in the
in the paying section.
in the paying section, and he was like right across from me.
Uh-huh.
And I saw him, and he saw me, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's him." And then he saw me, so I was like, this was after high school. I was looking.
Watch him. If
good.
he would have at least gone to you like this again, you
I
would be
know.
like, yeah, that day you were arreglada, right?
Yeah,
So
I was
he saw you
arreglada.
like hot as fuck. Oh my God.
Period. I was looking so good that day, and let me tell you, in middle school I was so ugly. Like I was like a freaking little stick
Me too.
with like
I was always a stick.
with braces on, with my hair all curly because that's how my hair is. So yeah, I was arreglada that day. I was looking so good. I saw him, he saw me, but as soon as I saw him, I looked away because he didn't like me in middle school.
Yeah. So why?
Yeah, and he was rude. He never said hi. He didn't walk up to me and was like,
Did he even know your name?
He didn't know my name because we were in the same section.
We had never had classes together.
We did have classes together. Oh, he did
Oh
talk
my-
to me.
oh my gosh, when?
He did talk to me one time in middle in one of our classes. He sat right in front of me.
Oh my gosh. I bet you chose that seat in the back, did you?
I probably did.
Oh my gosh.
but yeah, he did talk to me because one time he turned around and he had asked me about a problem in the question, and I told him, I was like, let me tell you, that was the simplest question I have ever seen in my life. But I was like, yeah, it's so hard. I knew all the answers to that thing. I was like, this kid, in my head I was like, this kid's so dumb. He's not. He's beautiful.
So he was the dumb hot guy.
Yeah.
Like in the movie.
Yep, like
Oh
in
my
the
gosh.
movies. But the thing is that after a week, they changed me to algebra. So like I switched from his class because I was super smart. And they switched me, and I was no longer in classes with him.
Oh my gosh. I
Yep.
love that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my story when I was a crazy stalker in middle school.
And you called him.
And I called him. And his mom answered and cussed me out.
Do you regret it?
No, I don't regret it because he was my first crush. He was my first crush. I mean, I was a little bit crazy, but he's your first crush.
A little bit crazy. Okay,
And-
I'm a little bit crazy.
I was a middle schooler. Relationships were really innocent back then, so like I wouldn't think like bad about it because it wasn't super bad. you know?
I understand.
But yeah, I was crazy. And my friends know about this story and I'm pretty sure. Oh, we used to have this journal.
I only had one embarrassing story because I don't feel embarrassed. Like everything I do, it's not that embarrassing. So I'm just gonna give it to Kimberly because she has this one embarrassing story that I think I should hear. It's like some mean girl type of shit. Like people should hear this story because it is so good. So I don't have any more. So I think this one's for you.
Okay.
So say your most embarrassing.
Oh my god.
I think this one beats your first one. Okay.
So this story that I'm about to say is related to my crush in middle school, which I had so many. I don't even know why I had this. Okay, well, anyways, in middle school, which was in 8th grade, obviously, we used to have this journal with my friends,
Oh my god.
and we were super close. So it was me and 2 other friends, and we used to have this journal. And we used to write to each other little notes. So like one class period, I would write something and then I would pass it to the next one. The next one would write next period and then pass it to the next one, and the next one would write.
It was just 3 of y'all.
Yeah, it was just 3 of us. So we would pass it along in each class period. And obviously we had nicknames for our crushes. It was like M number 1, M number 2, J number 1, J number 2, whatever.
God.
So we had codes. Oh, and FYI, we had the codes in the back of the book.
Yeah.
It was basically like an index
Oh.
of our story, of like the names. but we didn't mention the names. We were just like, M number 1 is Kimberly's crush. M number 2 is this person's crush. So we had like an index for the whole book. We were writing the books all the time. It was so much fun. We had so much fun because we didn't have cell phone. Well, my friends did, but I didn't because I was poor. My mom didn't want to buy me a cell phone. So we were poor. We used to just pass the journal around. And one time in 8th grade, we forgot the journal in one of our classes.
Who was that dumbass?
It was probably me. This idiot. I probably left the journal in the classroom, and it was there. And another classroom came in, and one of the mean girls there, she was so mean. She was like really mean.
Just like the meanest?
The meanest.
The Barbara?
Yes, the one that everybody was scared of, the Regina George.
Oh, yeah.
The one that everybody was scared of, everybody wanted to date. She was tough, she was rough, she was hot, quote unquote hot. Everybody thought that she was hot. She was a mean girl, and actually she went off to high school, and in high school she's the one that started everything too. She went from middle school to high school, so both middle school and high school I was bullied. No, middle school I wasn't bullied, but high school I was bullied, and she was the reason why. So yeah, we left the journal was left in the classroom, and that girl, she opened it because it had a little lock, but somehow they broke the lock. They broke the lock, and they opened it, and they passed it around the whole class. So basically the whole class and the whole 8th grade read our journal.
And y'all had every single crush in there. And y'all had an index. Like, who does the index?
Okay, we had a little index, but we didn't have the actual names on it.
Oh my god.
We just had M number 1, M number 2. So all of y'all didn't know my crushes. Y'all knew my crushes has M number 1. But everybody knew that I had a crush on that kid, so they knew who I was talking about.
This is definitely you, man.
This is definitely you. She said this and that about you. And let me tell you, in that journal, I was probably like, he looked at me and I looked at him, and then he looked at me again and I looked away. Oh, it probably had that. It was all lies though, because I used to say that to my friends, but that kid didn't give 2 shits about me. So.
Oh my god. You know, all your stories get me so like I'm so hyped to hear all your stories, because like Kimberly did get bullied in high school, as well as some of your other friends.
Yeah.
But that was so mean. Like, that was just a mean girl type of shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so I'm not going to go in deep into the story about high school, but I'm going to mention just a little bit about the high school one, just to kind of give y'all a heads up and see if y'all want a video on that, because trust me, I can do a full ass video with Ashley about my high school one, because I did get bullied in high school. So basically we had a group friend, and it was just 3 of us. It was me and 2 of my best friends. I always had small groups because I never rolled with like a bunch of people.
Same.
I kept my
circle
small, and I seriously and sincerely, those 2 people are still in my life. One of them, I talk to her like every day. She's my best friend
too.
And my other one, she's the type of person that I don't talk to her because of the university, because we went our separate ways.
Yeah.
I still have her on social media, and I know that once, like, if I send her a message, she would link up with me.
She's those friends, like, you know, you don't talk to each other, but once y'all get back there, you're like,
it's always
that's
there.
how when we went to go see
my other friend,
your other friend, like, it was just instant spark.
Yeah. So those friends were like the best friends up to this day. I can still say that they are truly my bestest friends that I've ever had, and they are the most beautiful people that I've ever met. So if you ever watch this, because one of my friends, actually the second one that I'm telling you about, she doesn't know that we have a YouTube channel, but she ever watches this, you are one of my best friends, and I love you. So long story short, they used to call us a name. I'm not gonna say the name, because if y'all want a full story, then I'm gonna tell y'all. They used to call us by a name.
It's so interesting,
because our group was too small, that they used to hate that. People hate that when you have a small group. And
especially girls hate on anything. If you have more of this, or like they see you thriving and happy, like they just want to ruin it.
Like, basically they saw us that we had a small group, but we were happy. So they used to they call us chismosas and stuff like that, that we were chismosas, which we weren't, because basically it was just us 3, and we used to talk about other people, but like just us 3 literally. And I'm not gonna go full into the story, but basically they bullied us throughout the whole 3 years of high school. It started in sophomore. No, it started my junior year, actually. So it was just 2 years, my junior and senior year. Yes, but there's so many stories inside that story, because they wanted to beat us up. They were calling us names.
Girls wanted to fight
2 times. Like, that story was hella crazy. So if you want a full story on that, let us know in the comment section, because I would love Look, you know what? I don't care if you don't want a story. I'm gonna still tell it to you. I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, that's definitely a story.
Yeah, I never got bullied or anything, so I don't really have that much interesting stories about myself. But Kimberly's stories are like mean girl type shit. Like, so Kimberly and her friends created Mean Girls 2. Like, literally, it's Mean Girls.
Is there a Mean Girls 2?
I don't know.
No, it's not. It's
I
just
don't
one.
think so. It's one, right?
Yeah. And the funny thing is, one time during class, they made us watch Mean Girls. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
In high school. And this was in high school when we were already getting bullied.
That is crazy.
No, we still weren't getting bullied. That was like the prequel of like our story. So we were Mean Girls 2, but we watched the prequel before Mean Girls 2. We would tell you the whole story because that story was crazy. But don't worry, don't feel bad because I never let myself.
Yeah, Kimberly's that type of person that would not let herself down for any type of reason. Or if a girl tells her this and that, like, she wouldn't care. She'll be like, me vale. Like, I don't care. That's one of the things I like about you too.
Thank you. I like you. You too. You're the same way.
Yeah.
See, we're basically the same person in different bodies.
Yeah.
That story actually includes the girl from my middle school that read the book, that read the journal and opened it, and she was the main girl too. And my Mean Girls. So my Mean Girls 1 was in middle school, and then my Mean Girls 2 was in high school.
Oh my god.
So it just continued. It was like to be continued in middle school, and then it went to high
That is so crazy.
Alright guys, so that concludes our most embarrassing, what's it called? Crazy embarrassing moments. Crazy embarrassing moments. So those were crazy embarrassing moments. Trust me, I have that story time that I'm gonna tell you about because I did get bullied.
She's still gonna say it. She doesn't care.
So if you want to see that video, make sure to leave it down in the comment section. Make sure to like this video if you liked it.
And also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and on Twitter. We're One Ellie Sisters under all of the accounts. And we hope you enjoy our embarrassing moments.
Yes, we'll see you in our next video.
Bye.